Welcome to Computer Science Learners. In this video, we are going to discuss about operating system design and implementation and how we are going to design an operating system. So by using design goals or by setting the goals with mechanisms and policies and with the implementation methods. Now we will see one by one. Design goals. So what are the design goals? To design an operating system, we have to set up certain goals. These goals are classified into two types. One is user goals. From the user point of view, how the operating system should be. Okay. So from the user point of view, the operating system should be very convenient to use. So if the operating system provides good user interface, then it is very convenient to use from the user point of view. And it should be easy to learn. So learning the operating system should be very easy even for the layman. And reliable, that will not harm to our data. And safe, so it has certain safety mechanisms. And finally fast, it should be execute fast. Whatever the task we are giving, immediately we need the response. So from the user point of view, the design of the operating system should be like this. So these are called user goals. And the next category is system goals. From the system point of view. So design is one goal. So design of the operating system is one goal. That means the design should be flexible so that you can add more functionalities in the future or you can update it. And implement, how the operating system is going to implement. That is also one goal. Maintenance, after the implementation, how the maintenance has to be done. And flexible, so the operating system should be work on different hardware devices. That means different hardware configuration devices, computers. That is called flexible. Reliable, so if it provides security, then it should be reliable. Error free, so error free in the sense there should be no errors in the operating system. And the next one is the efficient. So finally the operating system should perform or should provide the results in an efficient way. So these are about the user goals and system goals. Finally we call it as design goals. Next one is mechanisms and policies. What is mechanism and what is policy? So here the mechanisms determine how to do something and policies decide what will be done. Okay, so by taking one example, I will make it clear. So for example, so take a speedometer for the vehicles. Speedometer. So every vehicle, motor vehicle having speedometer. So if you observe carefully, not all the speedometers having the same ranges of the speed. So generally speedometer is used to identify the speed. If you observe the speedometers, some are having from 0 to 60 kilometers, some are having some 0 to 80 kilometers, 0 to 120 kilometers, like that. Okay, so the speedometer has to be from 0 to some 120 kilometers. So this is the policy. So this is the policy. This is called policy. Okay, and this is the policy for the makers of the vehicle to build the vehicle with the speed from 0 to 120 kilometers. And how the vehicle rises from the 0 kilometers to 120 kilometers, that tells the mechanism. So mechanism consists of how this speed has to be increased. Mechanism about how the speed has to be increased from 0 to 120. What should be the final speed? What should be the minimum speed? That tells the policy. right? So maybe sometimes the vehicle can go with the speed 10 kilometers or with the speed some 50 kilometers or with full speed 120 kilometers. But even the policy having the maximum speed 120 kilometers, always for the vehicle it is not possible to run at that speed. That depends on the situation, that depends on the roads, that depends on the traffic. So like that there are certain parameters to restrict these policies. That means always this policy and mechanism has to be separated. So the separation of the policy from the mechanism is very important principle. So it allows the flexibility to change the policy decisions. Okay, so in order to develop an operating system, first the developers has fixed some policies and then come to the mechanisms, how these policies has to be implemented. So even though both are important, but we cannot combine together in the sense we cannot fix it with that policy. Maybe sometimes the policy may change. According to that, you can update the mechanism also. Okay, if you separate the policy and mechanism, that will give the good operating system. Next one is about implementation. How the operating system can implement. So traditionally, all the operating systems was written by using assembly language. And after that, it can be written in high level languages like C, C++, Java. Okay, and now most of the operating systems are writing with high level languages code, having high level languages code. So if any operating system developed with high level language code, then it can be written faster. So the writing the code should be decreased because we are using nowadays object oriented programming languages. So it reduces the code. We cannot write the code from the scratch. We have already predefined libraries available and we can use those libraries. So can be written faster and it is more compact. The size should be reduced and it is easier to understand and debug also. So because the programming language in high level, in the sense it is general English, it can be easily understand, and even though we can debug the errors also. If any errors comes, we can easily identify the errors so that we can rectify them. So this is all about operating system design and implementations. So I hope you understand. Thank you.